3, 2, Chainsaw Man! You might see we're doing little renovations around here. There's a door behind me now. So finally, after 5 years of content, we are free. We can leave. We don't have to sit here for a week in a comatose state. But no, it's because I didn't know. I was like, what the fuck do I add for this one? Like, chickens. Well, we already have the raw chicken. Tentacles. Well, we already got the tentacles coming out of Makima's ass. I guess there's a door now. So there's a door in the room.
There was like other options were the feather, because I'm sure that'll be some thematic bullshit later on, like the Raven of Death or some shit.
I love thematic bullshit.
Or a glass of fucking water.
Yeah, I thought about it.
We need to stay like hydrated because we're dumb bitches here.
I got a glass of water right now.
I have a glass of rum punch to my right because I'm an alcoholic.
He's at that stage of alcoholism where they brag about it like it's a positive trait to cope.
It is a positive trait.
Is it?
It's fueling me through my 12-day weeks, Red.
It's fueling the content. I saw a TikTok of, it was like a Chick-fil-A in like some southern state, and they were like it was like they were having such a hard time like keeping employees that they did like a 3-day work week thing where like you work 14 hours 3 days in a row, but then you have a 4-day weekend. And I would take that in a heartbeat, I'll be honest. 'Cause then you have
14-hour.
No, okay, you have 3 14-hour days, 14 hour, but then so you'd work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 14 hours. So basically you'd literally just be work, go home, sleep, work, go home, sleep, and then 4 days in a row you have off.
That sounds nice in theory until you've done like 16-hour shifts back to back to back for 3 years.
It is terrible, but I feel like I could power through with the double weekend length. Because like, what would be really cool about that? I was thinking about this. With the way the work shift is scheduled now, it kind of like absorbs your whole life, right? Like if you want to say, hey, you can't just spontaneously be like, I want to go on a trip to Colorado, or I want to go to Florida and go visit, a family member or something. You can't do that without taking time off, right? You have to specifically take time off, and you all know, you're lucky if you get a fucking week paid vacation in America, right? But with a job like that, you'd have so much freedom. You could literally like take a random weekend and be like, I'm gonna drive down to fucking Florida, because you have the time to do that. I love that. I love that idea.
Yeah,
I feel like you'd have so much more freedom.
In theory, it works really well until it becomes, your entire existence is like.
But it's not. You have the 4 days off.
I already have 3 days off by standard.
The 3 days where you're working a lot would suck ass, but 4 days off, I feel like that would make it worth it. Sorry,
my normal schedule is like 10-hour days, like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and that sounds great to a lot of people. 10-hour days, not horrible, but then you realize like doing that, you have 1 day to basically reset your body, and then 2 days off. So you basically have a standard weekend. With 14-hour days, like when I was doing 16 hours back when I worked for a big global company, number 2. Just for safety's sake, I was doing 16 hours.
They don't send their corporate assassins after you.
I just don't want to name places I've worked before because
generally, as we go forward in the technical age, there's going to be times where when you put in a resume for into a place 10 years from now, and they come across this YouTube channel. What the fuck?
It's not even that. It's just like for own sanity's sake. I don't want to list every place I've worked. Yeah. There's an old video on the main channel where I'm in my fucking uniform. I was working 16-hour days like quite regularly, and it became a fucking nightmare. Because you basically get home and you get like 4 hours sleep.
You were doing 4 or 5 of those days, right?
Oh yeah, 4 of those back to back.
The only reason I would do this is if it was you work 3 days, you have 4 days off. I just feel like that's right. I feel like that's great. I don't know.
I feel like that would be a better system, but at the same time, I know what that does to the human body for a prolonged period of time.
If it's like back-breaking manual labor, yeah, sure. But if it's like fucking desk work or like, I mean, this is Chick-fil-A, so if, you're fucking like
you're throwing food in a fryer. Yeah, you're
I
not
feel
really doing a whole lot.
feel like I could do
You're
it.
just dealing with customers, which I already fucking hate because
Yeah.
I'm like the most antisocial, introverted person on the planet.
I guess I'm just
usually.
saying, I would love to do like all my hours all at once and then have like 5 days off in a row. I think that'd be awesome. Anyway,
absolutely.
that random off-topic tangent aside, let's save our favorite comments of the week for the end so we don't have to bore people anymore. This
Audience
is
retention.
Yep, this is the episode where we won't be talking about politics, except for this. It went better than I thought, and I'm happy about that. And that is all that will be said.
That blue wave looks really good.
I wouldn't call it a blue wave. It's more of a they expected a red wave, and they got a red trickle. There's some ironic justice there with the whole abortion shit. Period.
It's almost as if you threaten the rights of people with fucking wombs, you get fucked.
Yeah, we really fucking
and not in the way that you like it.
We really girl bossed them back into submission. Anyway, so Chainsaw Man, you start. Vex.
I love this chapter. I love this chapter
too.
because it's so simple. It's so simple.
But it's not as simple as last week's chapter, which was so simple that I almost didn't want to talk about it. I really like this chapter a lot.
Yeah, it's thematically beautiful in its own way.
Leg sword. She did have nice legs.
Leg sword.
Let's see here. So yeah, we have Denji like, goddamn, woman. We have a whole page dedicated to like tits, pussy, whole package. Do I know her? Let me look at the areas that I would have definitely been looking at if I met a woman. I don't know. Not recognizing it.
I feel like I've seen those hips, that thighs, those ass, that pair of boobs before, but I just can't place it.
And then of course we have his interaction with the bully girl, where he's like, "All right, here's what we're gonna do. Hello, I am." He starts lore dumping. He's like, "I'm Chainsaw." You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, I can't think of like an anime opening that would do this, but think of like when Naruto was playing on like Cartoon Network or Toonami, right? It's like, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. I'm a ninja in training, but I have a long way to go, right? Like he's like, I'm Chainsaw Man. I don't eat people because I'm human inside. He's just self-expositing. I love that.
It doesn't remind me so much of that as it reminds me of, you remember the bumpers that used to be in before cartoons on Disney Channel?
Yeah, that's a much better comparison. That's kind of what I was thinking, but you worded it better, yeah.
Yeah, it just reminds me of that, and I fucking love that. There's a Twitter
Grim from Billy and Mandy. I'm enslaved
There's a Twitter account
to
that
two children.
Follow. I privated my Twitter because I may leave the platform if it devolves too badly. But there's a Twitter account that I follow that retweets a bunch of Power Rangers stuff, and they just put out from the Disney era like all of the SPD like bumpers that were on during that time.
Oh, those are so nostalgic.
And I'm just like, I forgot how good the production value was on that.
Bro, I watched a video recently on Cartoon Fridays. Do you remember fucking Cartoon Fridays, man?
Jesus Christ, that's a deep cut.
Oh, it's so good. And they put so much effort into like having these cartoon characters like cross over and interact and like with funny dialogue and shit. Like,
remember the era of Fusion Fall?
Yes,
shitty web browser.
But every fucking kid wanted to play that shit, bro.
And how much they put into the interactions to promote that shit.
Oh, it was so good. God, I miss when Cartoon Network was like, that was my MCU, man. Cartoon Network really did have a whole fucking universe, and they fucking squandered it.
Here's Dexter from Dexter's Lab talking to the goddamn, like, con carne character from fucking Billy and Mandy spinoff.
Here's Johnny Bravo, raw dog, deep fucking Velma. In the back of the Mystery Machine.
I feel like that was on another site. I think that might have been Newgrounds.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else. That's my bad.
I'm so glad I don't have to deal with YouTube Studio for this account.
Well, that's why I don't care. We're not. First of all, if you're making money over there, I feel like I should get legacy money.
Like you haven't been in but one video this year.
I made that channel what it is. God damn it! I made you. I made all of you. Like
I've made $5.33 in ad revenue because it's looking like a goddamn McDonald's ad right now.
I want fucking like the checks that motherfuckers get, like the guy who invented let me think of an example. Like the guy who invented like a certain dance, and like anytime that dance is used in like a movie, he gets like a
Or
check for like $5 or something. Like, that's what I want. I want royalties.
I gave you like the royalties from
I know,
like half of the. I'm just clearing the air. I gave you half
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fucking ad revenue from the last batch of shit that I got that took a year to get.
Yeah, that was a nice surprise. But no, I love this. Actually, just action wise, I really love this panel where Yoru goes in to fucking like. Looks like she's trying to like decapitate him, just like, phew. And I love how like no fucking monologue, no fucking like all she does is say, "Remember me, Chainsaw Man," and that's it. There's no monologue. There's no fucking like, I will defeat you. She's just like, he's distracted with this other girl, and then she's just like, woo! Also, like, something I love about Fujimoto so much. He's willing, and this is getting better and better as like more kind of progressive Gen Z millennial like new age minded authors kind of take the scene. But like I feel like for a long time, whenever authors would draw like female characters in battle, they always have to remain very pretty and elegant, and oh my god, their battle when they battle, they're like a ballerina or a dancer like floating through the air. But like he's willing to draw like his characters when they're fighting like in that very primal animalistic, like this pages 4 to 5 here, the lower left corner, like I mean, look at the full spread on display. She's not worried about what she's looking like. She's primal ass looking to kill, and I love that about Fujimoto's work so much.
Oh, absolutely.
Like he does not acknowledge gender with how he writes his characters. It's not like this is a girl character, so I have to make sure she walks a certain way, talks a certain way. No, dude, they're just characters that happen to be one or the other.
If this was a lesser author, they'd be like, "Oh, my panties are out. Yeah. I look so lewd right now.
Yeah,
Please don't
you'd have
me."
the fucking the joke would be like they'd have Yoru and they'd have Asa, and Asa would be like her character would be girl, and she'd be like, "Oh, you know that part where she was like, silly, foolish human boy, do you want to date me?" And then Asa would be like, "No, Baka, stop it."
Right. I love that he writes characters so naturally because like unless you're a prude, you don't care. You really do not care.
Yeah, well, here's the difference, right? I think most people would, because like there's a classic like, oh god, it's a nightmare, I'm in my underwear at school, right? So if she's just in the middle of a classroom and then they bam, uniform sword.
I guess it's
do you mind if I finish real quick?
Yeah.
Because I imagine I'm about to say what you're about to say. I feel like in a normal circumstance, if you're at the school and you're in your underwear, yeah, you would be embarrassed. But a school shooting is happening. No one gives a fuck if you're in your underwear. You know that's the difference, I think.
I can see that side of it. I guess I just don't care because I'm so used to being in my fucking boxers around a classroom of like 45 people while I'm in drama club where I'm just like changing from fucking like
I'm glad you gave context there. I was concerned where that was going.
I'm like, oh well, I'm in my boxers. I'm putting a fucking dancer's belt on here in the middle of the classroom in college. I don't fucking care.
Vex over here like, dude, constantly in my boxers in classrooms. Don't read into that. Whoa, what?
That was one of my like favorite electives because it gave me such a great
drama
area
fun,
for like improv and shit.
Yeah, man, creativity, it's good shit. Oh, dude, speaking of, gotta get back to that fucking skit making, brother.
Next week, you said I'm going to continue to beat it into your fucking head.
Boy,
you goddamn
come
jackass.
on now. Well, there's been times where we've both been busy. Also, so next Friday, is that the idea? Or
next Friday. That is like one of the last Fridays I have free.
What do you mean?
Because our my job has their peak season. I sent you my schedule.
Yes,
I'm like, look at this shit.
Okay, I thought you meant like free. The last job I have or area I have free forever, but just for a week or two, and then you're back.
Yeah,
to okay. We'll try to make it work. Anyway,
like,
am I the only one that like saw Yoshida's little like Naruto hand sign here and like immediately replicated it? I love shit like that in anime.
Oh god, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, and I also love Yoru is. I know we already knew this, but Yoru is dumb. like really dumb.
She is
Because she somehow assumes that that's like a Chainsaw Man power. Like he's saying, okay, two things at once I have to say about Yoru. One, dumb, because she's like, oh wow, she's assuming that's a power he used to like just leave. But then also we've mentioned this before, but it's reinforcing it yet again. Yoru is incredibly has incredibly low self-esteem. Like. And like it makes sense, this is a wounded devil. I think we made the comparison to Yato from Noragami. This is in his case, a god who has zero clout anymore. This is a devil who has significantly less clout now, right? And like Fujimoto is hammering it in how like insecure, I think that's the best word, Yoru is. Because like, look, you see this panel, there's like 3 panels in a row where you see like her face where she's just like, you won't even fight me? Ah! You know what I mean? Like it's wild how insecure Yoru is.
It is very wild. I think my favorite thing from this chapter, and I don't know if you'll agree with me, but I think my favorite thing is how much power Yoshida actually has and refuses to use it. Yeah. And then the context of like Yoru breaking down here in this moment, like not realizing that he just got basically teleported away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because now you see, because we knew Yoshida was powerful in part 1, but we didn't realize like how powerful he really was.
Oh yeah, I mean he got slapped around by Quan, right? And then he got immediately back up and ran up there again.
Right. Like at first I thought like, oh, he's just a fucking devil hunter doing his job, going through the motions. But this dude has an insane amount of power. And Yoru, if she was full power, I think would be able to be like, oh, this bitch just teleported my target, blip, and then down.
Yeah,
but
I think
because she's so nerfed right now, we're dealing with like that moment of weakness here.
Yeah, nerfed and seemingly emotionally stunted. Like she's not thinking clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful character trait for somebody who has had that much power and just saw it taken away from them, right?
I'm starting to think that the like theories about like the jokes we've been telling about like her sisters, like kind of looking down on her, are gonna be legit. Because the way that she's been characterized, I am starting to wonder if her sisters are like, "Oh, war, you fucking idiot!" Like I genuinely,
I really do think we're going to see that. And
yeah,
I would love to see one of the horsemen of the apocalypse be talked down to like such a fucking brat, and it be War. Because War is like stereotypically like the most powerful of the like 4 horsemen, because it brings all of the others around.
Yeah, but you could set it up in the sense like I'd be curious to see how they would set up the pecking order, right? Because if you wanted to do that, you could be like, oh well, War is like the newest one, right? Because what are the other ones? Pestilence and Famine and Death, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, the theory, I suppose they could just be like, oh, dude, like, we've existed since the beginning of time, and then you came along fucking, like, a couple thousand years ago thinking you're fucking equal to us, but you're not, bitch. I could even see an interesting thing where, like, maybe the other horsemen are considered primordial, but she isn't. You know
that
what
could
I mean?
be. And that would be an interesting theory, because, like, we knew Makima was super powerful, being Control Devil. And we've seen potentially the Death Devil last chapter, right? Or 2 chapters ago at this point.
Yeah. Death or any of the other horsemen, I suppose.
Yeah. We don't know what it is technically, and that's just because she was referenced as Sister War was. I assume Death because she resurrected a corpse, that kind of goes hand in hand, necromancy and death. But the interesting part to me, Red, I need one thing. And it is critical. And it's something Fujimoto is very bad at. And it's fleshing out the story. Because we know War lost the powers of like the nukes and a few other things during the last cycle, basically, because Chainsaw Man ate it. But I would love to know, like, are any of these other horsemen stunted as well? Because we know they're through a constant cycle of reset and then refreshing, yada yada yada, because that's the lore of Chainsaw Man.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, unless they're so powerful that they almost never die. I mean, like look at like I imagine Darkness Devil has probably very rarely, if ever, died. Right? Like I imagine there's like a certain point where like if you're so powerful, you probably just like endlessly grow and never are even.
but remember the one thing that Makima said that Chainsaw Man ate was something worse than death.
It was three possible.
Fates worse than death.
No, not worse than death. It was alternate like ending, like different endings to your life other than
Right.
death.
So in theory, is that how death might have been created, so to speak, here?
Death could have been empowered from that. You know what I mean? Like if like
Right.
death might have not. Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's a good point, right? Death would have been not nearly as scary if there was like 4 other ways to end an existence.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have that might have given her a boost. And then Nuke's going away kind of weakens Pestilence, because there's, or
What's the? I was gonna say, what's the difference between pestilence and war?
Pestilence is like famine.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
the plague. So not having that
so famine
radiation.
is like hunger and like lack of food, and pestilence is like disease.
Right.
Okay.
So not having that nuclear fallout, and that kind of shit going through could have weakened that. Because you see the people that were around Chernobyl and how they suffered in our universe, right? Or people that were in like Hiroshima when the nukes fell. You see like how they suffered, ended up with like very bad cases of cancer and shit like that. So having less disease floating around, and possibly like even, advanced medical, because they're having to deal with like constant devil attacks. Do you think universal healthcare exists in the Chainsaw Man world?
I could see them going multiple ways with it. Like, I could see them saying it's a necessity because everyone's getting injured all the time. I could see them saying we don't got the money to cover that because everyone's getting injured all the time, so you're fucking on your own. I have no idea.
Just like a $2 thought I had right there.
Yeah. I imagine it. Yeah. That's a question to ship Fujimoto that question. I'm curious.
I wonder if he would respond to something like that.
I don't know if he even has a fan mail section, because Oda's got like Q&A section that he actually responds to. I don't know if Fujimoto has something like that or not.
I mean, Fujimoto has a Twitter. We could add him.
Does he?
Yeah.
Not for
the one that was his sister.
Elon Musk. Okay.
The one that was his sister role playing, that was him, apparently.
Oh my god. What a fucking weirdo.
I fucking love him.
What the fuck? Dude,
he was role playing as his imaginary sister to kind of like.
He's got a weird. He's got a weird Dami sister kink going on. I can already tell he's doing. That's some shit he's doing for sure. Are you serious? Come on.
I would hate to see this man's fet life or his fucking porn search history.
I've seen like videos about like deep diving into his. I haven't like watched them, but I've like seen thumbnails from like prominent anime YouTubers like talking about how weird of a motherfucker this guy is, like going through his history.
I love it.
He's a weird motherfucker, and I respect
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. I also would not like to see Jeff Bezos' fet life after finding out like his house workers were getting UTIs. Dude must have a piss deprivation kink. Anyway.
Jeffrey Bezos.
Anyway, shitting on billionaires aside, like that just had me thinking, like, you gotta dive into some of the stuff, and I would love to get some more backstory about like what those items were that were erased and how they affected the actual universe.
I feel like we will eventually, but like with Fujimoto, you gotta be patient rather, because like I feel like mostly he really enjoys like that slice of life. Put you in the shoes of the character and like walk around with them. That's his like favorite narrative style. I think. I don't think he's like
almost like a Breaking Bad writing style.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. I see it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like as opposed to like a Togashi who likes to almost have like a
goddamn narrative layout every chapter.
Well, I like to think I was going to describe it as like a floating god narrator. You know what I mean? Like someone who kind of just observes from on high and like paragraph on paragraph describes what's happening to you in like every little excursion. So because
I can never shit on Togashi again after reading the 100 Girlfriends manga.
Yeah, that's funny. But like, so because what you're saying is you want a little bit of that. You're desperate for some lore, but Fujimoto, he likes to give you lore piecemeal through
Right.
Through
I would
like,
rather
hold
be
on real quick.
drip fed
He likes,
instead of piecemealed.
yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, like he could do better at like dropping it in nice controlled doses. But you know, it's like that's part of what kind of makes his writing. It gives it a little charm. I don't know. It's hard for me to like his writing's so unique. It's hard for me to like give like say it's like objectively like this is objectively bad or this is objectively good. Like it's just kind of different. You know what I mean? And it doesn't bother me because I do believe that eventually we will get it. It's just a matter of
absolutely.
patience. Yeah. No, if we
I
now
know.
hear me out. If we get to like the end of part 2 and like we never get these questions answered, then I'll be like, yeah. But I'll be honest, I can't think of a lot of questions from part 1 that I had that like weren't eventually answered. You know what I mean?
Like the only really bad lingering question for me is like how many primordials are there, and like
But that's stuff that could be dealt with here.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And the same with the other question from like how did those other instances that were erased by Chainsaw Man affect the overall universe?
Yeah,
and
he
we're
does
getting
strike me as one of those authors that likes to save a lot of the lore drops for the very end of parts.
Yep.
And like I agree with you, like it feels like he almost procrastinates those parts, which is you know I see an issue. I see the issues with it, but like his characters are so fascinating. Like I'm very patient with him. Where I'm much more patient.
We're getting
with
the
his
nuke
story.
answer here, you know. So maybe he'll answer one of those per part, or you know, answer them throughout part 2 if Denji is to inevitably die, like everything dies in this universe.
Maybe. I mean, I'll be honest. Death has been surprisingly lax so far in this part. He's been very. Yeah.
I will say, like, I thought the body count for chapter 1 would have been like half the fucking cast.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna open up on a school shooting. You know what? I'm pretty sure we made a joke that it would open up on half the school dying, but we finally got there.
we did get there. It just took 10, 11 chapters, roughly.
So, talking about Yoshida, what's his play here? Because he's clearly like a couple classrooms away, just kind of keeping an eye on him, and he's like, and like he let him go until he was about to reveal himself. So he is very dedicated to that. So like, I mean, where do you think we go from here?
I think Yoshida is going to eliminate witnesses here.
Oh my god! Well, no one saw him though. No one saw. That'd be intense.
The one girl did.
No, but no one saw him as a human, did they? They saw him talk, but no one saw him like what he looked like.
I think the talking was enough for him to give them plausible deniability to off the kid.
Bro, that'd be wild. If Fujimoto shows Yoshida killing this kid, like that will be a turn. That'll be like a whoa. This organization's not fucking around.
I mean, think about it. It's a shady government organization, right?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't think Fujimoto portrays the government as like badly as he could. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like they're actually like because he.
Well, I mean, I guess it might be just us being American too. Like the government here is a lot more overtly corrupt than over in Japan.
I could definitely see that being the route that is taken, but also. And forgive me if I'm stuttering a bit. I got 4 hours of sleep last night because of the aforementioned politics. I could see that being the route that's taken. But just keep in mind that like something I really like about Fujimoto's writing, at least in Chainsaw Man, is that one of the kind of dynamics of part 1 was there's private, like corporate devil hunters, businesses, you know, for profit devil hunters, and then there's the
like
public.
We have military, private military companies here.
Right, but the idea is kind of like there's corporations that you can hire like devil hunters, but they only what was established in part 1 is that they take the easy jobs, and then the hard jobs that no one wants to take, the government, you know, taxpayer funded ones have to do, which is why the public devil hunters are like have like a fucking 75% death rate, right? It's terrible. So like honestly, in that way, he kind of he almost shines a good light on certain government organizations, right? Like, so I wonder if his organization's going to be, like you said, like the shady evil type, or actually like a genuinely good one that's just trying to like keep the peace, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
I could see either way.
And like to just add on to that, I love that we have these like private organizations here, because you see, like, we have military companies here, right? And then there's the public.
Right, but the idea is kind of like there's corporations that you can hire like devil hunters, but they only take the easy jobs, and then the hard jobs that no one wants to take, the government, you know, taxpayer funded ones have to do, which is why the public, you know, taxpayer funded ones are like have like a 75% death rate, right? It's terrible. So like honestly, in that way, he kind of
what we like to refer to as like militaganda or coptaganda here, because you see them starting young here in school, almost like we see like the recruiters for the military come to our high schools here.
What are we talking about now?
The like private organizations of the Devil Hunters, like you see them starting to form in the school because it's glorified as a job.
Yeah. That's true. I never even thought about that, because there's that club, the Devil
Right.
Hunters Club, and we followed in part one a group of people who did it for the government publicly, but like, yeah, you're right. Most of them probably would become private ones, because that's where the fame and the glory is. That's where the money is. Yeah, the only people, and remember, it was hammered on over and over again in part one. The only people that join the public government Devil Hunters are people with like a death wish, or they're insane.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, or are forced into it, like Kobani.
Exactly.
Where the fuck is her? Where the fuck is she at? Like,
also,
I just,
thinking about it, and maybe it was just touched on, and I'd be curious, comments, like your thoughts on this if it wasn't touched on. Why didn't Kobani just become, like, she had the skill. Like, there was that part where she did, like, a Raiden from Metal Gear Solid 4, and she's, like, jumping from fucking devil to devil, like, with the fucking knives or whatever. Like, she's not without skill. I'm very surprised. Like, why didn't she go and become, like, a private devil hunter? Because that's where the money's at. I guess the implication was the money wasn't bad at this job either, because, union jobs, paid days off, but I don't know. I'm surprised she didn't become like a private one, because I imagine that the money's better like that, but who knows?
it might be.
Yeah.
It might be. I'm horrible at remembering like little minute details.
Well, that's what rewatching it with the anime has been helping me remember early stuff.
Yeah, and I got 2 episodes to watch because I didn't watch 3 or 4. I watched 4's ending because somebody posted in the fucking server.
Is that the one with power?
It wasn't the one with power.
It wasn't, or was?
It wasn't the one with power. It was the trippy acidy one that you said was number 4.
Okay, that might have been was it the one where it goes, it's all chaotic and then it goes quiet and it goes con?
Yep.
That might have been 3.
It wasn't power focused.
Because power is 4, and then the newest one is 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I have 3 episodes to watch.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, moving on though. So, we have the classic, and I love how, Fujimoto, I really appreciate how he is a Gen Z / millennial author, and you can see it in the way that he's writing these kids' reaction to a school shooting. Look at how numb they are to it. It's
like, God damn it, here we go again.
Like, okay, 4 kids died. Oh, it was Yuko? Yeah, the fucking annoying one. I bet she made a contract with the devil because she was bullied and no one liked her. She's got a weak mind. Tricked by devil. That's so fucked up. Like, they're literally saying, like they are one step away from saying, like, oh yeah, she was autistic as fuck. No wonder that devil tricked her. Like, and that is absolutely the conversation. That's true. And like, by the way, she was definitely, she had like the tism. The tism was like clearly being coded into her.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's why I'm like, ooh, that's a little like,
that hits hard, because that would happen too. Like, mentally ill people would be so taken advantage of by devils in this universe. Like, oh, oh my god, so fucked up.
Oh god. Yeah, that's one of those moments. Like, it kind of makes you wonder, like, how skewed is that scale, right?
Which scale?
Of like perfectly functioning humans to like those that are on the spectrum to those that are just like out for their own gain on the devil sucker moments here.
Oh yeah, I mean, I imagine devils will make contracts with anyone that are willing, right? Like, some people are like perfectly sane, but like they catch them in a moment of anger. Like, maybe if you catch a human like right after their fucking loved one gets hit by a car, it's like, well, I can bring your loved one back if you just give me your body for a couple hours a day. Or you find like a I don't know, like an r/incel Reddit, like, I can give you a 13-inch cock if you just give me your body for half the day. I bet that happens. Like, and then like, do you love me now? And it's like, holy fuck, he's got a 13-inch cock. That shit's crazy. Also, way too
Dude's
big.
dragging dick more than a horse. Holy shit.
No, but you are too big though. No one will fuck you with that. You only have the same problem in reverse now. You've traded in your micro penis for a woman killer.
You just got to get somebody that's really into bad dragging, okay? Just go to the monster fuckers, and they'll try to take that. Get you a size queen, baby.
Sure, yeah, surely someone would try to take that. Yeah. The challenge would be fun, but I would need an ambulance on standby. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the anus can take 2 raccoons sideways, they say. So.
Vex. Okay, so Vex, the trans devil comes to you and makes you an offer. Immediate feminization. No, you skip the whole process and you immediately become your dream body. But I gotta think of what the downside would be. Oh fuck, what's a good downside for you? Because I feel like anything I say, you're gonna be like, sold.
The answer would almost always immediately be yes.
There's got to be something that you wouldn't want. Well, there's got to be something that would make it hard. You can never play any Kingdom Hearts game ever again.
Okay.
Damn. Wow. That includes, by the way. Let me spice it up. You can never listen to any of the OST. You can never watch a playthrough of it. You can never experience anything Kingdom Hearts related. Wow. That's okay. Wow. I shouldn't have questioned your gender dysmorphia. I'm sorry. Wow. God.
At this point, there are so few Disney properties to go through. It is basically Nomura's Acid Trip, and as much as I love going through Nomura's Acid Trip, I question my fucking sanity every game I play.
All right, new contract. Same rules. You get your perfect female body, but there is no surgery involved. I have to gruesomely rip off your penis. No, slowly too. Like there's no tools. Okay. I literally just have to claw your dick off with my fingernails. You're insane. That would hurt so bad. Just do it the normal way.
I have been repeatedly kicked in the balls by high heels.
No, but I'm talking like digging your dick out of your flesh with my.
Okay,
God.
There is enough weed in the world to make me not feel anything.
You're insane. All right. All right, man. I guess so.
You severely underestimate how many substances I can take before I would even go into a surgery like that. You did not give me enough caveats in that.
I gotta be like, you gotta raw dog this pain, boy.
And then I would say, no, you are fucking insane.
All right.
Give me enough weed, alcohol, and I cannot feel anything. You can hit me in the goddamn face with an anvil, and I'd be okay.
So she's got a weird dead chicken dream, which is obviously Bucky related. I wonder if that's gonna mean something like Denji's "Don't Open It" dream, which, or if that's just like it seemed random, but I imagine it'll mean something in the future. Do you have any theories on that before we move on to the meat here?
I feel like we're going to see the resurrection of that devil soon, possibly, and
the chicken devil.
It might be stronger now that
why
we are in a chicken shortage.
Okay. Hypothetical thought process here. All right. Here's what we could do. So obviously, after the whole Bucky incident, Asa is significantly afraid of chickens, right? So that definitely would be a boost, but it's only one person being that afraid of chickens, right? So there's two routes that Fujimoto could go if he wanted to make the chicken devil more powerful, okay? There's the lazy route and the more, advanced route. I think the more advanced route would be you set up some sort of event going forward involving like in the manga that makes the general populace like way more scared of chickens, right? Like it could be something as simple as like, there's like I got it immediately. Okay, boom. Are you ready? Pestilence devil comes in, infects one chicken, makes all these chickens,
makes a new version of bird flu
that spreads specifically through fucking chickens, and then everyone's terrified anytime they see a chicken. Chicken devil comes back, he's a fucking god. Boom. That's the way to do it, I'll be honest. My other idea was going to be the lazy idea, which is like, because Yoru is in Asa's body and a devil is afraid of a devil, that like amplifies it by 10. But no, fuck that shit. I want Pestilence to make a bird flu. I love that idea. That's actually a phenomenal idea. We should, if that happens.
We're taking it back to what, 2008?
Yeah. Better times. Ebola! It's probably racist what I just did there. I apologize. You must have Ebola to know the way. You must have Ebola to fuck the queen.
We need the queen. And the queen.
We need the queen.
Uganda Knuckles and Kana from fucking Kobayashi's Dragon Maid running around VR chat. Oh, God. Before VR chat was a fucking cesspool of racism and furries.
I mean, I feel like it always has been.
I mean, it's had coded
astronaut
racism.
meme always has been.
It's had coded racism, but it's never been like a furry racist cesspool until like here the last couple of years.
Like anything, it depends on what room you're in. You know what I mean? Like you can go to good ones to bad ones.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so interesting little thing here. Yuko's fucking alive, and I was wondering about that. And I like this, like, oh, don't open it. You know, I might eat you. And then I like that, like, seemingly. That's kind of like she's just kind of erring on the side of caution because like I was expecting her to like immediately go feral the moment the door opened, but she seems fine. So I think it's just her being like really nervous about her new form.
Oh God, yeah.
And I like that about like she seems like I'm looking at her body language here. She seems very timid, very nervous, very almost maybe even like shameful and sorry about what she did.
Seems a little bit sympathetic for her actions in a way.
Yeah, which interests the hell out of me to see where this is going to go.
I think she knows because Asa opened the door instead of Yoru as well.
Yo, yeah, and potentially there's like a crush thing going on there. You know what I mean? It could just be friend stuff as well, but like clearly she's going to treat Asa different from Yoru, and she really likes Asa, be it a friend thing or a love thing. And I also I'm gonna be a freak. I'm gonna say it. Kind of into it. Kind of into whatever the fuck form she's in right now. I'd tap.
Oh yeah, I like
Monster Girl. I'm just saying.
I stand by the fact that I am a monster fucker and
also loose hoodie on girl, top tier. You remember
God,
hoodie
yeah.
no pants girl from fucking part 1?
God,
and I was into her too.
That's such a look.
It is, baby. Fujimoto's got such good taste,
like
man.
Next to your partner wearing your shirt after sex. There is no greater look on a human being.
You hit on a beautiful thing there, Vex. I'm gonna brag, humble brag. I'm gonna brag, but I'm immediately gonna make it not an obnoxious brag. Okay. So
your shirt on your partner is like a goddamn nightgown on a normal human being.
You're true. But also like, I smashed Allie today. But I'm not bragging because like we really only smash like 2 or 3 times a month. You know, it's not like we smash all the time or anything. You know, we both work opposite shifts. We don't have a lot of time for smashing, but when we do, it's a glorious thing. And it's funny you mentioned that because that did happen today. the whole like putting on my shirt to like get comfortable. I'm like, oh!
It's a vibe, man.
Also, dude, titties under a fucking titties with no bra on under a loose t-shirt, and then you fucking go in and you feel them bitches.
Like,
somehow that's better than raw titties, I'll be honest.
Because it's a little bit of a challenge, but it's also your shirt on your partner, and you're just going in for the squeeze.
And then there's like a weird gender euphoria thing there, because it's like, that's my shirt, but there's titties. I want titties, but that might just be you and me having mental illness.
The DSM has spoken, Red. You must transition.
I'll be honest. If I thought that my body type could pull it off, I would consider it. Cause like, but see, I don't know. Like, the extent of my quote unquote gender dysphoria has always been like, damn, there are some outfits that I really wish I could pull off, you know, that are very feminine. Like
you lean more into drag than into like I want to be the opposite gender.
Because I when I wore that fucking skirt for that skit, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I felt a certain type of way. I was like, this feels great. It's very freeing. You know what I mean? It felt.
You would be a great drag queen. You have the body for it.
Because I got the muscle that like really comes out from the skirt. Yeah.
You have the body, the shape, and the ability to pull it off.
If anyone wants to see what we're talking about, my pinned tweet on my Twitter, Red Alexander, REDDALEXANDER at REDDALEX3, Red Alex 3. My pinned tweet is one of the pictures is me. It's from a skit we did, and it's me in like a cat girl made skirt, and I look fucking incredible. I'll be honest. I was in really good shape back then. And my muscles look great, and So yeah, that's the extent. Because like I'm terrified of surgery. I could never go through like a fucking trans surgery or a trans, even the chemical shit. So like I would never go that far, but like I do.
I mean, there are like other options than injection. Like I take a pill.
But see,
'cause I
and the
fucking
other
hate
thing is
needles.
like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, I hate fucking needles. It's like the one thing that's been taking me
Yeah.
from like, because I want to get a tattoo, but I hate needles. Like I even hate getting my blood drawn.
Vex.
I put that off to the last fucking minute.
Let's both, because I want to get a tattoo as well, and I think that if we went and got one together, that'd be like the like bravery moment for both of us. You know what I mean? We should go get one together.
Oh yeah, I also need to find an artist that can pull off what I want, and finding an artist to pull off such a niche tattoo has been a struggle. Because I have went to like 3 or 4 like different local parlors here, and none of them can draw the style I want.
I promise you, if you find a good enough artist, you'll get it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
There's a couple that an old friend of mine recommended, but they're all the way on like the other side of the state, and I'm like, I don't really want to trek like all the way over to like over by fucking Ann Arbor to get a guy.
Yeah. Well, anyway, finishing up what I was saying though, it's the extent for me is always just like, well, I have little moments where I'm like, it would be it'd be super fun to be a girl, certain aspects of it, and it would also be like I think I just wish I could just fucking like snap my fingers and decide like today I want to be this. But see, I wouldn't be able to pin it down. I'd want to be able to go back and forth. So I guess I'd be like non-binary if I really like leaned into it. But I just
Congratulations, you're figuring yourself out live in a recording, man.
But at the same time, because like the thing is, being a man doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm
Right.
like I hate being a man. It's just like I want to experience it all. You know what I mean? I'm just selfish like that.
I want to smash and get smashed.
Oh, dude. Well, but I feel like that's like a more bottom top thing. That's not inherently a female male thing. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
I can be a bottom as a man. But point being,
you getting fucked by one of your girlfriend's monster dildos would be a great OnlyFans
what do you
video.
mean one of my? Whoa! Why do you think Allie has monster dildos? She owns like one dildo and it's smaller than my penis.
I just assume her being into monsters that she had like a wall of monster gods.
No, I wish. I mean, she's not really a size. She until she met me, she was like very clit focused in terms of like how she orgasmed. She actually bought a dildo to like get used to insertion when she started dating me. So that because like her dating history was she dated a boy in like high school, like early high school, and that was one of those relationships that didn't like even go anywhere. Like it was like one of the, like, they never fucked or anything. And then she dated a girl, and that was her longest relationship that actually went somewhere. So she only really had like girl sex experience before me.
Yeah, that would make sense for
And
her.
the fact that I am the best sexual partner she's had confirmed means that I'm better than that girl, which means I'm great. Because I'm just gonna put it out there.
You know, in a weird, perverted way, that tracks.
Well, it really does just require being a considerate person. Like if you just
Right.
go into it with your number one mission being I want the other person to feel good, and as long as if you have that and you have the ability to communicate, it's not hard to make
Right.
a girl come.
You were not a selfish partner, and that is a very
Yeah.
important thing in a relationship.
So, moving it back to the chapter though, what is the vibes here with
I don't think we're going to have a confrontation here.
I hope that I would love an entire chapter where she just invites her into the house, they sit down and they just talk. Like I just want them to talk about
We're on the same page here.
yeah, everything that just happened and like kind of come to like a consensus of what they're going to do now, right? Because I mean, what is her life even? If she looks like this, it's not like she can't go back to school. Devil hunters would fucking bop her. She's like a criminal now, right? Like there's no her life's kind of fucked right now. I'm not even sure. And also like what is she now? Is she like the same thing as Denji? Is she like a hybrid like Quan or Denji, or is she's not a fiend, right? I mean, I suppose she could be, but I don't think so because she still has her own personality. This isn't like Power where the devil has taken over her dead body. So is she like Quan and Denji where she's like a hybrid? Is that what this is?
I think that's where we're at. I do not know.
Jimmy Neutron Brain Blast. Hold on, I got an idea. So because this kind of parallels chapter 1 and how Denji. So remember, Denji, he died, got sliced into a bunch of pieces, died, and then got reformed by Puchita, and that's how he became a hybrid. She died multiple times, got brought back to life, and potentially somewhere there off screen, the Justice Devil was like, you know what, I like you, and made a similar deal that Puchita made with her.
Yeah,
maybe she is like a parallel to Denji.
Mm-hmm.
That could be cool.
I think that's where we're at here in the story, and it's an interesting moment for us because we're getting more fiends, and we know that there were a couple fiends that were brought back by Makima as well, like Rize, the Katana Man, and et cetera, at the end of part 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, because we never really found out what happened to those fiends when they were reanimated that way.
I don't think Rize and Katana Man were. I just want to make sure we have our terms right. I don't think they were fiends. I think they were hybrids because fiends
or hybrids.
Yeah, Power is a fiend.
Yeah, they were hybrids. We don't know what happened to them at the end of part 1.
Yeah, now we have. I can reread that because I was a little confused. I assumed that those were like little reanimated zombie thingies, but like I see, it's been so long since I've read it. But like, so the implication is that they're alive still, even though Makima died.
Yeah, that's how I assumed it was going on.
I'd have to go back.
Feel free to correct us in the comments here.
Yeah,
because we're dumb. We're dumb. But now that we have another active player that can shift, essentially, I'm using Attack on Titan terms. I know, cringe, but we have another active player who can just like go from like fucking
Titan shifting
from like humanoid to full on devil. It's unique in the perspective that everybody will know now what happened at that school. She has no quality of life left, right? So would she be more villainous like them to try to make ends meet, like Rize almost? I know two different concepts, but at the same time, like, would she be more villainous, or would she try to still remain on the side of justice? Is there some sort of moral quandary going on in her mind now? Because she looks remorseful for what she did. She realizes she took it too far.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she must realize, like, everybody from the government to the local police are going to be hunting her down now for what she did.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't think Asa's going to house her because that would raise suspicion for Yoru.
She might, though. I feel like Asa really likes her because, I mean, this is like her only friend, maybe potentially even first friend.
But at the same time, Yoru could snap in and be like, "You dumb bitch, I'm just going to kill her," and just snap her fucking neck.
Very true.
She realizes she wouldn't be safe with her because of Yoru.
Yeah, I think that would be the biggest reason, probably. Yeah, I still hope they have that conversation though. Maybe, because the only rule we know so far is that if she's scared, they can't switch. So I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe we can like, I don't know, man. Maybe they can convince Yoru like,
I'm not a threat.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see. I do have to sleep soon for work because I only got 4 hours last night, so I really do got to get to bed soon here.
Yeah.
But final thoughts, predictions?
Final thoughts. We have a potential sit-down conversation or the Yoshida, what the hell he's going to do moment next chapter.
Or Fujimoto returns to his Chainsaw Man Part 1 roots and we get a full lesbian sex scene next chapter in color.
I'd be down for that too.
I would be too. I'd really feel it. You know what I mean? Like they just have like it starts off as like an argument, like why would you do that, and then it turns into like
makeup sex fuck. In a way.
Yeah. Dude, only fucking Fujimoto could do a lesbian makeup sex scene where what they're making up about is a school shooting. A post-school shooting lesbian makeup sex scene in color where one of the girls is a monster girl, only in Chainsaw Man.
I hate that I'm clapping for this, but
you want it.
You're 100% right. Because Fujimoto is such a fucking insane individual that he gives zero fucks, and that's what I love about him. It's like he does not care how age-gated a series is or how fucking like controversial he makes his series, as long as he's able to tell his story how he wants.
God, it makes me so hot. It's so hot how you fucking shot up that school for me. Come here and kiss me, bitch.
Let me just eat that pussy.
I mean, yeah, fuck yeah.
All right, we have comments to go through before we leave because we promised to read through one comment each.
Yep.
I have to give props to one in particular here. and it is probably not the one you're thinking of.
All right.
I love. Well, also I have to do one other thing because I forgot last week. Give me a
You
timestamp
did
here.
not.
I,
You gave a fucking you gave a comment last week.
no. About the cosplay that the member of our server did. I forgot to mention that. So
Oh
give me a
yes,
timestamp to tell them.
Oh, times. Okay, hold on. 50. Jesus Christ. 53:35.
53:35. Okay, I'm going to.
Hello, Discord member who did the cool cosplay.
Lynn, she made a Yoru cosplay. Um, and
Do
you can go see it in the Chainsaw Man chat in our Discord server. It is fucking sick.
That's
I
cool,
love
yeah.
it.
Shoehorn
I
people into the Discord.
completely forgot to mention it last week.
Damn. Shame him.
Because shame me in the comments, but I promise to
Shame them, but when you're shaming them, use the correct pronouns, because that's the kind of thing we do in this community.
But Lynn, she did a great Yoru cosplay for Halloween, and I wish I had half the skill as a cosplayer as she does.
Yeah. I wanted to diss you so bad. You kind of have no skill as a cosplayer, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Most
of my shit I buy.
Yeah. And your angel dust it scares me sometimes. It looks like a dollar store angel dust cosplay. And I know that's not your fault. It's cosplay magic or whatever, but it looks like one of those
it also
memes.
is because I don't do makeup well.
Yeah,
that's one thing I suck at. If anybody's got a great makeup tutorial for my trans ass, put it in the comments.
You got to get a group of cosplay friends that can do the shit for you. That's what I do.
God.
I recognize that I cannot do this shit, so I had Andy make me a holster for something a couple days ago, and I have Catherine do the makeup. Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to get a squad of people.
Yeah, Rose QB. Actually, their comment this week is well, I'm back on the comment grind. YouTube ate my original comment, so short comment this time.
I did check, by the way. I saw that comment where they said YouTube ate their comment, so I checked to see if it was in our spam or whatever. I didn't see anything, so I don't know what the fuck happened to that comment.
Sometimes if a video refreshes, if you go through like a shitty service area, or you disconnect from Wi-Fi while you're replying to something, I've noticed that in the newer update, it'll just delete what you were typing. It's fucking annoying because I wrote 3 replies on my way to work to them, and it fucking deleted everything I was typing originally, which is annoying as shit. YouTube needs to fix their shit there. But learn how to draw and animate for that bit. I'm 99% sure now that Denji is going to be a good dad, considering Pucci has just basically told him at the end of part 1 to. That's how we're starting to see him redeem himself, and Denji just becomes the incel devil if he doesn't get the redemption. And I just said number 3 seems like a natural progression because just judging by the path that Denji is on currently, he is not going to redeem himself at all.
Yeah, I hope that eventually we get there. I'm curious to see like what would be the moment that would make him realize like how fucked up his actions have been. I really do got to get to sleep soon, so we're gonna wrap this up in the next like 2 minutes here. I'm just gonna give the usual shout out to Party Jams with his obnoxiously long, and I say that in a loving way. I love your long comments. They're so detailed. I'm sitting here like, God, man, I wish I had the attention span to like type something out like that. I fucking love it. And he even TLDRs for me. Thank you, dude. I skimmed it, and I'm gonna read it in more detail tomorrow and actually respond to it. Like,
Yes.
But you were talking about. I appreciated how he validated my high thought about everything being a buildup of tension and release. I knew I was right because I'm always right. But thank you for that.
Absolutely. I always have like that note on my desktop in reserve. Like if I'm responding on desktop, I've been responding most of the comments. Like
and you know, Party Jams, I'm aware that if capitalism faded from existence, it would not magically solve everything. I'm not an idiot. I'm not your typical idiot online leftist. I wish. I don't know. It's a complicated thing. You know, if you want me to do a 3.5-hour podcast on politics and my ideal system of governments, I could.
Your own personal channel, please.
Fuck it. This is my own personal channel. I own this one, bitch. But no, I'm not gonna do that here. I have standards. What was I gonna say? But yeah. And then you know what? I'll fucking
test on my personal channel.
What?
I put up a Mountain Dew Ghosts of Voodoo Pass
Did you really?
test. on my personal YouTube,
Oh,
like on
nice.
the Vex Buchanan one. Yeah.
That actually sounds fun. We should do taste tests on controlled gas. We should buy every brand of like Dino Nuggy.
I'm
Be like,
down to Nuggy test, man.
we should go and we should make like a vlog. We go in there, we buy every single Nuggy, and like which Nuggy is the best.
down
Nuggy
for
expert
that.
Vex Buchanan.
I love it. I love it. I
hell
love that
yeah.
idea. I'm
And-
down for that for a controlled chaos video.
Let's see here. Yeah, me too. I hope the next time we see Nyota, the other horsemen are terrified of her, thinking she's still Makima. That's from Sean Rendez. I think that's an interesting idea too. Lasher Luke wants you to leave the country and go live with him in the UK. What do you think?
And you see my response. Let me know when
Yeah.
you keep leading for more than a month.
Yeah, it's not looking great over there. At least we have someone nominally on the center left, whereas you guys have like some fucking right winger still, right?
I don't know. Every time Capitalism Devil is summoned, a union shuts down.
And that's from who?
Ghost Tav.
We love it. Yeah. Anyway, I need to sleep. I love you guys. Say something outrageous before. Say something that'll get canceled, and then I'll end it. Say the N word. No, that's a cop out. Cop out. Say something.
If you think even remotely
Just give me the spiciest
that...
take you got right now.
So HAGR 96. If you think that your view means anything other than numbers, you are wrong.
Is it the Republican guy?
Yeah, the vote Republican guy.
Wow,
Get
got
fucked,
him.
stay fucked.
Yeah.
Peace.
Oh, that one was boring. Shitting on Republicans is like so.
It's so fucking cop-outy.
It's so easy.
It's so easy. The funny thing is, I do have a few Republican views, like fucking gun rights and shit, man.
Yeah, well, but I mean, like they kind of meld together, you know. Like when you go left enough, you come back to gun
Right.
rights. Yeah.
Did you just to kind of end this on a controversial topic? Did you see in Texas the drag show that people were boycotting?
I didn't.
Like
oh
the
wait,
right-wingers.
was that the one where they had like an Antifa type, or like a
leftists with guns just show up in mass, and every right winger,
and they couldn't fucking comprehend it. Yeah, it blew their fucking minds.
On their
that
fucking
leftists
vests, they had
guns.
like trans flags and shit. I fucking love that.
We got to do that. Yeah, I mean,
if you go far enough left, you get back to some of the same views that you hold.
It's the it's kind of the centristy liberal types that like, and I fuck with them in principle because they're the types that want to believe that everything can be solved without violence. And again, I fuck with that in principle, but unfortunately it's just not true.
Right.
Some things unfortunately you just can't solve without violence. Again,
exactly.
I'm saying this as the biggest pussy on the planet.
You are like a gigantic fucking gaping pussy sometimes.
Wow. Just because I don't want to fucking fight? That's crazy, bro.
No. But no, like, I love that about you.
I just don't want to fight, all right? I recognize the necessity of it sometimes, but I ain't about to fucking fight. The only way you're going to catch me fighting is if you get me in this, like, fight or flight shit. Like, if you fucking... Like, if someone, like, tried to punch out Allie or some shit, like, I'd fucking go feral, right? But, like, I'm not going to...
And that is the time to fight.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna. I ain't the type of
about
motherfucker to go out and look for a fight. Is all I'm saying. And
Exactly.
some people be doing that. And that's fucking dumb. I am tired.
is.
I have to sleep. I love you all. I'm sorry for cutting it off. It is an hour though, so you can't fucking tell me I made it short. Fine. I'll give you 30 seconds to say whatever you want, Vex.
Yeah, like that's what I love about you because once you get to the point of like searching out a fight every single moment, you just become the thing you hate.
Oh yeah.
That's what I used to be. I'll go out of my way to troll on the internet and start bullshit.
Fight for defense, not offense.
Exactly, and that is the best lesson we can leave you with.
Yeah, like I think that trans shit is the perfect example. Like what a fucking bad, because like some of these Republicans will. There was a guy that
tried to kill them.
There was a guy. Oh yeah, for sure. There was a guy that tried. I think didn't he burn down one of those places? That yeah, for sure. So anyway, I love you guys. I'm fucking very tired. I need to sleep.
It's midnight here. So yeah.
Goodbye. Peace.